Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek Battle Report. I'm Phil, the Glacial Geek, coming to you here from Savannah Lion Games in Pooler, Georgia, where I'm about to fight a 1,000-point battle between my Dark Angels and Neil's 1,000 Sons. So the story that we've got going on here is that this planet was being held by the Dark Angels, and Ahriman has heard rumors that this planet actually contained some dark relics that he was looking for to help him in his never-ending quest to continue his dark matters and open up more and more rifts into the warp to find more information and finally one day get himself to the Black Library. So he decided that he needed to get to this planet, get onto the planet, and find those relics. So he decided to lead a force himself to establish a beachhead on this planet to continue their mission. And the Dark Angels are trying to repel them. So that's the story that we've got going on. The mission that we're going to be playing is actually Beachhead from the Chapter Approved 2018 book. Essentially, there are 3 objectives, one over here in my deployment zone, one in the middle, and one in my opponent's deployment zone. Starting on the second turn, at the beginning of the turn, you score points based upon whichever objectives that you control. If you control your objective, you get 1 point. If you control the middle objective, you get 2 points. And if you control your opponent's objective, you get 3 points. It's at the beginning of your turn, so it's, you can't just like grab it at the end and then grab it and then get wiped off. You still got to hold it at the beginning of your turn. So that is the mission. That is the story. Before we go any further, though, let's show you the 2 armies that are going to be fighting it out. So for the Dark Angels, I'll be running a battalion detachment. Leading off that detachment, we have a Primaris Chaplain and a Captain in Gravis armor. We have 2 5-man intercessor squads and a 5-man tactical squad with a flamer. We have a Razorback with twin heavy bolter and a storm bolter. We have 2 venerable dreadnoughts, one with an assault cannon and underslung heavy flamer, and one with twin las cannon and underslung heavy flamer. And last but not least, we have a 5-man Hellblaster squad. For the 1,000 Sons, he'll be running a battalion detachment. Leading off the detachment, we have Ahriman on a disc, and we have an Exalted Sorcerer on a disc with a staff and an Inferno Bolt pistol. We have 2 10-man squads of Rubric Marines. Each squad has an Aspiring Sorcerer with a staff and Inferno Bolt pistol. Each squad has a Icon of Flame, and each squad has a Soul Reaper cannon. We have 2 Rhinos, each with Combi Bolters and Havoc Launchers. And last but not least, we have a 17-man Zangor squad. We have a Brayhorn, a Twist Bray, and an Icon of Flame in there. All right, so those are the 2 armies going over deployment here. I've got 1 squad of intercessors with my Primaris Chaplain back behind them. We've got the Venerable Dreadnought with the twin las cannon here. We've got the 5-man Hellblaster squad inside the building. We've got the Captain in Gravis armor back over here. We've got my Razorback. Inside the Razorback is the 5-man tactical squad. We've got the 5-man intercessor squad on this flank, and then over here we've got the other Venerable Dreadnought with the assault cannon. Going over deployment for the 1,000 Sons, we've got his 1 Rhino over here. Inside there is one of the 10-man squads, along with the Exalted Sorcerer on a disc back over here. We've got the other Rhino with the other 10-man squad inside. We have the Zangors, and we have Ahriman. At the beginning of the game, my opponent spent 1 CP for Inferno Bolts for this Rhino over here, which basically just gives him his Combi Bolter will be firing at AP -2 as opposed to nothing because of it just being a Combi Bolter. So it gives him that for 1 CP, which is pretty cool. All right, so that is going to be it for deployment. As of right now, the Dark Angels will be going first because I deployed all of my guys first and roll off for that. So my opponent is going to try to seize the initiative on a 6. Let's see. No, does not get it. So we will come back to you after movement phase for the Dark Angels. All right, movement phase for the Dark Angels. My Dreadnought, my Intercessors, my Razorback, my other Intercessors, and my Chaplain all moved up towards his lines over here. My Hellblasters, the Venerable Dreadnought, and the Captain in Gravis armor all stood still back here on the objective. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the shooting phase.
Get like a Muppet.
All right, so starting off the shooting phase, my Venerable Dreadnought here is going to fire his twin las cannons into his Rhino. So I got 2 shots hitting on 2s. All right, rerolling 1s because of the captain slash because of Grim Resolve. All right, so that's going to be 2 hits. Strength 9, looking for 3s to wound. That is going to be 2 wounds. AP -3 plus 1 because he's got cover over there being in terrain and more than 50%. So it's going to be 2 5-up saves. Makes 1, fails 1, so D6 damage. That's going to be 4 damage. All right, 2 of my Zangors here, 2 of my Hellblasters here are in range of his Zangors, so we're going to fire with them. So we got 2 shots, not going to supercharge. These are going to be hitting on 3s. All right, re-rolling none of that because it was a 2. Wounding on a 3. That is a wound. AP -4s, they've got a 5-up invul save because of being Zangors. No, fail that, so 1 guy is dead. This squad over here, 3 of them are in range of the Zangors. The other 2 are going to fire into his Rhino, so we're going to go with the Zangors first. That's 3 into the Zangors over there. So it's going to be 2 hits. Wounding on 4s, because strength 4, toughness 4. So it's going to be 1 wound there. AP -1, so a 5-up save. No, dead guy. And then the 2 into the Rhino over there. No hits. And then the assault cannon from a Venerable Dreadnought is going to fire into his Rhino over there. These are going to be hitting on 3s because he moved. So that's going to be 5 hits. Strength 6, so looking for 5s to wound. Getting 1 wound, AP -1, so it's going to be a 3-up save since he's in cover over there. No, takes a wound. All right, these guys are now going to fire into the Zangors over there. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. Wounding on 4s. That is going to be 1 wound, AP -1, so 5-up save. He's good. And now my Razorback over here is going to fire into him with the Twin Heavy Bolter and the Storm Bolter. So we're going to do the Twin Heavy Bolter first, hitting on 4s because he moved. Alrighty then. Wounding on 3s. That's 1 wound, AP -1, so 5-up save. He's good. And then 2 shots from the Storm Bolter. That is no hits. All right, so that is it for the Dark Angel's turn here. He lost 2 guys over here. Their leadership is 7, so he could possibly run with 1 guy on a 6. Oh, and he does. So 1 guy does run away and fright at the other 2 dead. So, okay, so he killed half as many guys as I killed on that turn. So that was a rough turn there, but it's all good. We keep moving on. So that is going to be it for the Dark Angel's turn here. We will come back to you after movement phase for the Thousand Suns. All right, movement phase for the Thousand Suns. He's 1 guy from over here moved up over this way. This guy moved up from around here to here. This guy followed in behind his, behind the Rhino over this way. And over here, these guys just kind of shifted around a bit. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the psychic phase. All right, so starting it off, Ahriman is going to smite into my Razorback over here because he gets +6 inches for Brotherhood of Psychers over here. So looking for a 4 to go off because he gets +1. Oh, he perils there. So that's going to do D6 mortal wounds, but first he takes D3 mortal wounds to him.
Unless.
All right, he's going to do some thinking. We'll come right back. All right, my opponent's going to re-roll that because he would have liked to do 6, but he doesn't want to kill himself there. And on a 3, that becomes, it's still going off. That's fine, but he doesn't kill himself, which is nice. So D3 mortal wounds. 1 mortal wound.
A 4, actually.
And now he's going to cast Infernal Gaze onto my dude bro over here. So looking for a 4 to go off. That does go off there with that 5. It's actually a 5, but he gets +1. So it's going to be roll 3d6, and what happens?
4 or better.
4 or better. He does mortal wounds. 1 mortal wound. All right, so now his exalted sorcerer over here is going to cast Smite onto my intercessors. Looking for a 5 because of Brotherhood of Psychers. No, does not go off. And now he's going to cast Tzeentch's Firestorm on a 7. Does not go off. All right, so now his Rhino over here is going to start us off in the shooting phase by firing into my intercessors. 2 shots, hitting on 3s. That's 1 hit. Wounding on a 4. No wound. And now the Havoc Launcher. It's going to get 5 shots. Pretty good. All right, these are going to be hitting on 4s because he moved. Okay, not meant to be. All right, so now his guy over here is going to do the exact same thing into them over there. So we're going to go 4 shots with his Storm Bolter. Yep. Or no, Combi Bolter, I'm sorry. But these are going to be AP -2 because this is the guy with the Inferno Bolts. So that's going to be 3 hits, pretty good there. These are going to be strength 4, so looking for 4s. Getting 2 wounds, 2 AP -2, so 2 5-up saves.
How you been, man?
Making 1, failing 1. And the Havoc Launcher. It's going to get 1 shot here.
I'll re-roll that.
I'm going to spend a command point to re-roll that over here, because it does not feel like he wants 1 shot there.
Kill some bros.
All right, so here you go. 4 shots here. These are going to be hitting again on 4s because he moved. Getting 1 hit. This is going to be strength, what is it?
Oh, 5.
Strength 5, so looking for a 3 to wound.
No AP.
No AP. And he is going to fire his pistol into my dude bros over here.
Because another 10 inches.
That's not going to be a
Yeah,
hit.
he needs it.
All right, so that is it for the Thousand Suns here on turn 1. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Dark Angels on turn 2. All right, movement phase for the Dark Angels. These guys all back here stood still. These guys all moved up. He stood still. The squad inside stayed inside. And these guys all moved up looking on these guys over here. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, start off the shooting phase. My Venerable Dreadnought here is going to fire his Heavy Flamer and the Assault Cannon into his Rhino. So we're going to go with the Assault Cannon first. 6 shots, hitting on 3s because he moved. All right, that's all hits. Wounding, Strength 6, Toughness 7, so looking for 5s to wound. All right, getting 2 wounds there. AP -1, so that's going to be 2 4-up saves. Takes 2 wounds. And now the Heavy Flamer is going to fire into him. D6 hits. That's going to be 2 hits. I'm going to spend a CP to reroll one of those. And to a 6. That's pretty good. So Strength 5 again, looking for 5s. Getting 1 wound. Okay. AP -1, so looking for a 4-up save. No, takes it. Now my Hellblasters here are going to fire into his Rhino over there. I'm going to supercharge with them, and I'm going to spend a command point on Weapons of the Dark Age. So that's going to have 5 shots here. These are going to be hitting on 3s. Rerolling 1s because of the captain slash the whatchamacallit, Grim Resolve. So that's going to be 5 hits. Pretty good. Strength 8, so wounding on 3s. That is going to be 1, 2, 3. 3 AP -4 is going to go straight through there. So that's which one? 1 second. Sorry, he does have cover. Looking over there, he does have cover here. So this is going to be 3 6-up saves. Makes 1 of them, so 2 go through for 6 damage though. So that is going to kill him. Does he explode? No, does not. All right, so that's where they are. 2 guys actually twisted ankles getting out of the truck as it got taken off. All right, so now my Intercessor squad over here is going to fire into his dude bros there. So we're going to have 10 shots because they're in rapid fire range, hitting on 3s. Alrighty, then these are now Strength 4, Toughness 4, so looking for 4s to wound. This one over here is going to do the same thing into them over there. Hitting on 3s. All right. Wounding on 4s. Hey, just better than their friends there. So that's going to be 3 wounds at AP -1. +1 because of cover. And what's the all is dust? Is it only on AP 0 or is it also AP -1?
Only if it's wound or damage 1.
Oh, wound or damage 1, yeah. So that's going to be +1 for all his dust, +1 for cover. So they're going to have 2-up saves. And they fail 1 of them. All right, so my Razorback here is going to fire everything into them as well. So we're going to fire with the Heavy Bolter first. These are going to be hitting on 3s because he didn't move. All righty, so that's 4 hits. Strength 5, Toughness 4, 3s to wound. That is going to be 3 wounds at AP -1, +1 because they're in cover, and +1 because of all his dust since it's only 1 wound each, so it's 2-up saves. Making them all. And then 4 shots with the Storm Bolter. Hitting on 3s. Wounded on a 4. No wound. All right, so now my Venerable Dreadnought back here is going to fire his twin las cannons into his Rubric Marines. 2 shots here, hitting on 2s because he didn't move. That is going to be 2 hits. Wounding on 2s. That is going to be 1 wound. AP -3. It's D3 damage, so he doesn't get all his dust, but it's +1 for cover, so he's going to be looking for a 5-up save.
And 1-5.
No, goes through, so it doesn't make a difference how many damage it does. All right, so that's it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, my Venerable Dreadnought's going to charge into his Rhino and into his Exalted Champion, or Exalted Sorcerer over here. So we'll do the Combi Bolter first, hitting on 6s for Overwatch. No hits there. Then we've got the Havoc Launcher. It's going to get one shot. Does hit, though. Strength 5, so looking for a 5 to wound. No wound. And then he's got a Inferno bolt pistol on a 6. No hit there. So his charge distance, 6 inches is in. And my intercessors are going to charge into his rhino over there because why not? It's 4 inches, may not get him in. And now my Razorback's going to charge into his Rubric Marines over here. So the Soul Reaper Cannon first on 6s, getting 1 hit.
5.
Looking for a 5 to wound. That's a wound. AP minus, what's the
3.
AP minus 3. So you wounded already. So yeah, you're all good. So AP minus 3. So looking for a 6-up save. Nope, no save there. So he's down to 7.
Oh, minus 2.
And then we've got 8 from the Inferno bolters and bolt pistol. No 6s there. And his charge distance on a 7, he's in. Alrighty, so now my Venerable Dreadnought's going to start us off in the fight phase. He's going to put 3 attacks into his Exalted Sorcerer over here and 1 attack into the Rhino. So the 3 attacks into the Exalted Sorcerer, hitting on 2s. That is going to be 3 hits, wounding on 2s. That is going to be 3 wounds, AP minus 3, so he's got a 5-up invul save. Ooh, makes 1 of them, so that's going to be 6 damage to him. All right, my opponent's going to spend a CP to re-roll one of those. Oh, and he makes it, so he's still alive. And then the 1 attack into the Rhino over here. That's a hit. That is not a wound. I'm going to spend a CP to re-roll that. That is a wound. AP minus 3, so 6-up save. That's cocked.
As you wish.
No, does not save it, so that's going to be 3 damage. So my Sergeant and 2 other guys can get attacks in over here, so they're going to have 7 attacks hitting on 3s. That is pretty good on hits there, but looking for 5s to wound. Getting 1 wound. Looking for a 3-up save on your Rhino over here. No, takes another wound. And then my Razorback over here, 3 attacks, hitting on 6s. Getting 1 hit. Ooh, 1 second. All right, wounded on a 3. That is a wound. Here we go, 2-up save because of all his dust. He's good. All right, so now his Exalted Sorcerer is going to attack into my Venerable Dreadnought over here. He's going to have 4 attacks and the 1 for his disc. These are all going to be hitting on 3s. Alrighty, so that's going to be 2 hits right there. This is going to be staff, so it's going to be strength plus 2, so looking for a 5 to wound. No wound. And then 1 attack from the Rhino into my Intercessors over here on a 6. No hit.
3s.
All right, so now his Rubric Marines over here are going to attack into my Razorback. We got 2 with the staff from the Aspiring Sorcerer, and then 5 attacks from the regular guys there. So that's going to be the green ones there. So these are going to be hitting on 3s. Alrighty. So this everything's going to be wounding on 5s. Getting 1 from the staff. So that's going to be looking for AP minus 1, I believe. So it's looking for a 4-up save. With a 2, I failed. So it's going to do D3 damage. Doing 3 damage. All right, so that's going to be it for the Dark Angel's turn here. I meant to mention at the beginning of the turn here, I did control that objective, so I got 2 points for that and 1 point for my objective back over here. We do have a morale test to take here on his Rubric Marines. They lost 4 guys, so 4 plus 4 is 8, which they are good to go. So that is going to be it for the Dark Angel's turn here on turn 2. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Thousand Suns on turn 2. They, now because they have troops that are within range of this objective, are going to score 2 points for this and then 1 point for that. So we are going to be tied at 3 points apiece. All right, movement phase for the Thousand Suns. These guys disembarked from his vehicle around this way. These 2 guys stayed in combat with my dude bros. They stayed in combat with this guy, and these guys shuffled up a bit so they can get in range for some psychic shenanigans. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the psychic phase. All right, so we're going to start off with the Icon of Flame over here. It's going to go into my Razorback, looking for a 6. No, nothing there. Then this guy's Icon of Flame goes into him. No, nothing there. And then this guy's Icon of Flame goes into my Venerable Dreadnought. No, nothing there. So now his Aspiring Sorcerer here is going to start us off by smiting into my Razorback. Goes off on a 9, so D3 mortal wounds. One mortal wound. And now Ahriman is going to smite into my guy over here. Looking for a 4 to go off. He gets +1. Ooh, just goes off there. D3 mortal wounds. 1 mortal wound. And now he's going to cast Infernal Gaze onto my Razorback over here.
That's also a 5.
That goes off with a 10. Or actually an 11 because he gets a +1 there. So this is going to be, what, 3d6? And looking for 4+ to give mortal wounds. Getting 2 mortal wounds, which is just enough to kill him. Does he explode? On a 6, he does. All right, so it's going to do D3 mortal wounds to his Rubric Marines there. On a 2 with a 3, that's going to be 2 mortal wounds. All right, no one twisted an ankle getting out of here.
That's not
All right, so the Aspiring Sorcerer is going to cast Smite onto my Venerable Dreadnought over there. Looking for a 5. That goes off with a 9. D3 mortal wounds. Doing 2 mortal wounds. I've got 2 6-up Venerable Ignoring wounds. Nope, take 2.
I mean,
and now the Exalted Sorcerer is going to smite him as well. Does not go off on a 3. My opponent's going to spend a CP to re-roll that. So looking for basically a 3+ on this one. Oh, gets it there. So D3 mortal wounds. Doing 2 mortal wounds. 2 6-up ignoring. Nope, taking both. And now he's going to cast Tzeentch's Firestorm as well here. So looking for a 7 for this to go off. Gets it with an 11. So that's going to now be
9 dice.
9 dice. Every 6 is going to be a mortal wound. Getting 1 mortal wound. But I ignore it with a 6. Woo! All right, so that's it for the Psychic phase. Into the shooting phase. His Exalted Sorcerer here is going to shoot into my Venerable Dreadnought. That is going to be a hit. Looking for a 5 to wound. That is a wound.
-2.
AP -2, so looking for a 5-up save. No save there, so looking for a 6-up, feel no pain. No. The other way around would have been nice. So now these guys here are going to fire into my guys over here. So this is going to be the Soul Reaper hitting on 3s. So that's going to be 3 hits. Looking for strength, what is it?
5.
Strength 5, so looking for 3s to wound. That is going to be 3 wounds there. So 3, AP -3 +1 because they are in cover. So looking for 5-up saves. Making 1 of them. And then we've got 2 bolters and a bolt pistol firing in here. Inferno bolters and bolt pistols, so 5 shots hitting on 3s. Pretty good there. Looking for 4s to wound. Getting 4 wounds. Real good there. AP -2, +1 because they are in cover there. So looking for 4-up saves. Make 2, fail 2. All right, so that's it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, these guys are going to charge into my dude bro over here. He's got a flamer, so looking for D6 hits. That's going to be 4 hits. Strength 4, toughness 4. Looking for strength 4, toughness 4. So looking for 4s to wound. Getting 3 wounds there. AP nothing. But they've got all his dust because it's only 1 damage apiece. So 2-up saves, and he makes all of them. And his charge distance is in. All right, so now his squad over here is going to assault into my intercessors and into my Venerable Dreadnought. Cannot overwatch because I am engaged over there, so his charge distance 4 inches is good. All right, so now we're going to start off the fight phase with these guys attacking into my lone tactical squad guy over here. So these are going to be hitting on 3s. That is all hits. These are going to be wounding on 3s and 4s.
Strength 6.
Yeah, strength 6, so 3s and 4s. All right, so it's going to be 1 regular and 2 with the staff. So 2 -1s, those are going to be 4-up saves. Failed one of those, so he is dead. All right, so I'm going to spend 2 CP to interrupt here with my Venerable Dreadnought. He's going to put 1 attack into the Rhino. He's going to put 2 attacks into his Exalted Sorcerer. And I'm going to put 1 attack into the Rubric Marine. So we're going to put the 2 attacks into the Exalted Sorcerer, hitting on 2s. That is going to be 2 hits, wounding on 2s. That is going to be 1 wound, 1 5-up invul save. No, goes through, so that is going to be 3 damage. He is dead. And then the 1 attack into the Rhino over here. It's not going to hit. I'm actually going to spend a command point to reroll that. And then the 1 attack into the Rubric Marines. That is going to be a hit, wounding on a 2. No! All right, so now his Rubric Marines are going to attack. 4 of them are going to go into my Intercessors over there. That's going to be 2 hits.
No rerolls.
No rerolls. So these are going to be wounding on 4s. Oh no, Death to the False Emperor. So that's going to be one reroll on that 6. 1 more attack on the 6. 1 second. Yep, Death to the False Emperor. All right, so that's going to be 3 hits. These are now going to be wounding on 4s. That is going to be 1 wound. 3 up save. Yeah, he good. And then we have 6 guys, including his Aspiring Sorcerer, into my Venerable Dreadnought over here. Those are going to be hitting on 3s. That's good. All but 1 there. And then he's got 1 Death to the False Emperor over there. 2 Death to the False Emperors. So that one for that guy is a hit. And then 1 on the green as well is also a hit. Pretty good there. So here we go. These are now going to be 6 and 4. So it's going to be looking for 5s all around. Getting a bunch there. Whoa, really good there. Okay. So we've got 2 at AP minus 2, or AP minus 1, I'm sorry. AP minus 1 on those ones. So these are going to be looking for 4 ups. Making both of those. Woo! And then we've got 3 ups. Failing 2 of them, which is not great. 6 up. Venerables. Making 1 of those, so he takes 1 damage. And now into the regular fight phase, his Rhino's going to attack into my troops over here on the 6. Oh, it's a hit. Looking for a 3 to wound. That's a wound. Looking for a 3 up save. No, that's a dead guy. And now my Intercessors are going to have 2 guys into the Rhino, 2 into his Rubric Marines. The 2 into the Rhino also includes his my Sergeant there, so it's going to be 5 attacks hitting on 3s. Okay, wounding on 5s. Not anything. And now the other 2 guys into his Rubric Marines on 3s, 2 hits. 4s, no wounds. All right, so we've got 1 morale test to take over here. They lost 2 guys, so 2 plus, oh no, they can't fail because 2 plus 6 is 8. They're good to go. So that's going to be it for the Thousand Suns turn here. Into turn 3 for the Dark Angels, I'm going to score 1 point for holding my objective here, and we will come back to you after movement phase. All right, movement phase for the Dark Angels. Hellblasters and my captain stood still back here. This guy moved up towards these guys. These guys all back over here moved up. So the Intercessor squad and the Chaplain moving up this way. And my Venerable Dreadnought and my Intercessors stood still over here. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so my Intercessors are going to fire their pistols into his Rubric Marines. That is going to be 3 hits. That is 3 wounds, 2 up saves because of all his dust. They're good. My Intercessors over here are going to fire into his Zangors. So we got 10 shots hitting on 3s. Alrighty then. 4 hits, wounding on 4s. It's going to be 1 wound. AP minus 1, so 5 up save. No, takes the wound. All right, so my Hellblasters here are going to fire into his Rubric Marines over here. I'm going to supercharge. So it's going to be these are going to be 10 shots here. These are going to be hitting on 3s. That is 2 hits. 2 hits. 1 hit. That doesn't blow up though. Rerolling 1s because of the captain and Grim Resolve. 2 more hits. The final guy, 2 more hits. He's going to be strength 8, so looking for 2s to wound. That is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wounds here. These are going to be AP minus 4 plus 1 because they are in cover. So looking for 6 up saves. No all is dust because these are 2 damage apiece now.
Invul 5.
Oh, Invul 5 up. They've got an Invul of 5 up save. So here we go. So these are going to be 7 5 ups. That one's cocked. So that's going to be 2 saves, but that's enough to kill off that squad. And now my Venerable Dreadnought's going to fire into the Zangors over there. 2 shots, hitting on 3s because he moved. That's going to be 2 hits, wounding on 2s. That's 2 wounds, 2 5 up Invul saves. For the Zangors, 2 5 up Invul saves. No, 2 dead. So now my Venerable Dreadnought's going to put 1 attack in the fight phase into his Rhino and 3 attacks into the Rubric Marines, which is the 1 attack into the Rhino on a 2. That's a hit. Wounding on a strength 6. I think it becomes strength. 1 second. Yep, looking for a 3 to wound. I'm going to spend a command point to reroll that. Into a 3. AP minus 3, so 6 up save. No, that's going to be 3 damage. That's going to go through. So he is dead. Does he explode? He does not. All right, so now I've got 3 attacks into the Rubric Marines. That's 3 hits. Wounded on 2s. That is 3 wounds. AP minus 3. So invul 5 up saves. Making 1 of them, so 2 are dead. All right, so now his Rubric Marines are going to attack. 4 guys are going to go into my Intercessors over here. Hitting on 3s. All right, 1 hit. Wounding on a 4. That's a wound. 3 up save. They're good with a fill face. Woo! And now 4 guys are going to go into my Venerable Dreadnought over here, including the Aspiring Sorcerer. These are going to be hitting on 3s. Alrighty. So it's going to be 4 hits, wounding on 5s. Everything's on 5s. No wounds. All right, so now my 4 Intercessors are going to attack back here. We've got 9 attacks because 1 is the Sergeant. These are going to be hitting on 3s. Alrighty. These are going to be wounding on 4s. That is going to be 3 wounds. AP nothing, and they've got all his dust, so this is going to be 3 2-up saves. They're good. All right, so we've got 1 morale test to take over here. They lost 3 guys, so 3 plus 4 is 7. They are good to go. So that is going to be it for the Dark Angel's turn here on turn 3. At the beginning of turn 3 for the Thousand Suns, they score 1 point for holding their objective back there, and that is going to be it. So we will come back to you after movement phase for the Thousand Suns.
Just have to go off first.
All right, movement phase. These guys stayed in combat over on this side. These guys moved up over this way, and Ahriman stayed still back there on the objective. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the psychic phase. All right, so the Icon of Flame is going to start us off over here on a 6. That does, so that's going to be a mortal wound onto my Venerable Dreadnought. 6 up, ignoring it. No, takes it. And then the Icon of Flame over here into those Intercessors. No. The Aspiring Sorcerer over here is going to smite into my Venerable Dreadnought. Does not go off. All right, my opponent's going to spend a CP to reroll that. That does go off on a 5. D3 mortal wounds. Does 3 mortal wounds. Looking for 6 ups. I need all 3 to be fill faces, otherwise he is dead. Show me those fill faces. No, he is definitely going to be dead. So, let's see if he explodes. No, it does not.
Oh, I need this.
All right, so now Ahriman is going to try to warp time these dude bros over here. Goes off with a 6. And now he's going to cast Smite onto my dude bros over there. That goes off with a 10. So looking for D3 mortal wounds. 1 mortal wound. And now he's going to cast Infernal Gateway onto my dude bros over there. Looking for 7 on the roll because it needs an 8. Gets it off with an 8 there. All right, so it's going to do D3 mortal wounds onto my Intercessors and D3 mortal wounds onto my Chaplain. So onto the Intercessors, it's going to do 1 mortal wound, and onto the Chaplain, it's going to do 2 mortal wounds. All right, so now Ahriman's going to start us off in the shooting phase into my Intercessors over there, hitting on a 2. That's a hit. Looking for a 4 to wound. That is no wound. And now his Zangors are going to fire their auto pistols into my Intercessors over there, hitting on 4s. Alrighty. That's 3 hits. Looking for 5s to wound.
Yep, because they're strength 3.
Strength 3. No wound. And then 1 pistol from here into my Intercessors. That is a hit. That is a wound. AP minus 2. Plus 1 because they're in cover there. So looking for a 4 up. No, takes a wound. All right, so straight into the fight phase now. These guys, the Rubric Marines, are attacking my Intercessors. So we've got 7 guys plus his Aspiring Sorcerer attacking in here, hitting on 3s. All right, we got 1 6 there, which is going to get a roll because of Death's the False Emperor. All right, that's another hit there. That 2 is not a hit. So these are going to be wounding on 4s and 3. Okay, 1 wound, 3 up save. Yeah, we good. All right, so now the Intercessors are going to fight back over here, hitting on 3s. All right, these are now going to be wounding on 4s. All right, so we got 5 wounds there. 5 2-up armor 2-up saves because of all is dust. Fails one of them. All right, so that'll be it for the Thousand Suns turn here on turn 3. At the beginning of turn 4 for the Dark Angels, I'll score 1 point over here. And my opponent scores, I score the 1 point over here because my opponent's over there on the objective. So that's going to be it for that. We'll come back to you after the movement phase. All right, movement phase for the Dark Angels here on turn 4. These guys stayed in combat over here. My Venerable Dreadnought moved up towards these guys. They moved down over here so that they can get close enough for that for rapid fire. He stood still. These guys all stood still over there, and that's going to be it for the movement phase. So we'll come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so now my dude bros over here with the pistols are going to fire into his guys. 4 shots hitting on 3s. That is going to be 2 hits. Wounding on 4s. That's going to be 2 wounds. 2 up saves. Makes them both. And now my Hellblasters here are going to fire into his Zangors. They're in rapid fire range, and I'm going to spend, I'm not going to spend any CP, but they are going to supercharge. So here we go. It's going to be 2 shots for the first guy, hitting on 3s. Rerolling 1s because of the captain. All right, so that's 1 hit. 1 hit. Rerolling 1s because of the captain. Ooh, that's going to be a dead guy. 2 hits. That's 1 hit. So these are going to be wounding on 2s. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. AP -4, so 5 up invul saves. Fails all but 1, so 4 dead. And now my Venerable Dreadnought here is going to fire everything into them. We're going to start with the Heavy Flamer. It's going to be 3 hits. Wounding on 4s. Oh no, 3s because it's strength 5. So that's going to be 3 wounds there, AP -1. So 3 5 up invul saves. No, 3 more dead. And now the las cannon's firing into him. 2 shots hitting on 3s because he moved. That's going to be 1 hit. Wounding on a 2. That's a wound. 5 up invul. It's cocked as they come. No, that's another dead guy. And now my intercessors are going to fire into these guys over here. That is going to be... they reroll 1s because of Grim Resolve. All right, that's 2 more hits there. These are going to be wounding on 4s. Getting 1, 2, 3 wounds. 3 5 ups. No, they are dead. All right, so now my intercessors are going to fight into the fight phase here, hitting on 3s. Alrighty. These are now going to be wounding on 4s. Getting 2 wounds. 2 up because of all his dust. Makes them both. And now these Rubric Marines are going to attack into my intercessors over here. We've got the Aspiring Sorcerer and the 6 other guys. So these are going to be hitting on 3s. All right, so we got 2 more. There was 2 6s there on the greens.
My bad.
2 green 6s.
Sorry.
It's all good. So another 1 hit there, pretty good. These are going to be wounding on 4s and 3s. Alrighty, so that's going to be 1 and 1. So we've got AP -1 first. Nope, so that's going to be D3 damage on that. 3 damage, so that's going to be a dead guy, and then 3 up save on that one. He's good on that one. All right, so that's the end of turn 4 here for the Dark Angels. No leadership tests need to be taken here. At the beginning of my opponent's turn here on turn 4, he controls 1 objective back over there, score and win 1 point. So that's going to be it for the Dark Angels turn here. We'll come back to you after movement phase for the Thousand Suns. All right, movement phase for the Thousand Suns. He stayed in combat over here, and he moved back slightly over there, but staying on the objective. So that's going to be it for the movement phase into the Psychic phase. All right, we're going to start with the Icon of Flame over here on a 6. No there. And then the Aspiring Sorcerer is going to cast Smite. That is going to go off on a 6, so D3 mortal wounds. 2 mortal wounds. And now Ahriman is going to cast Smite onto my dude bros over there. That becomes a 12, so that's going to be D6 mortal wounds. That's 4 mortal wounds. Now he's going to cast Infernal Gaze into my dude bros over there.
5, actually 4.
Looking for a 4 to go off because it is 5. That goes off, so this is going to be 3D6, looking for 4 ups. Doing another 2 mortal wounds. And now he's going to cast Infernal Gateway into my dude bros over there.
7.
He needs a 7 to go off on the dice. That one's cocked. That's going to go off, so now he rolls What is it? Oh no, it just does D3 mortal wounds onto him and then D3 onto him. So D3 onto my intercessor. It's going to do 2, so it's going to kill him off, and then D3 does 3, but it's still going to kill him off. And then 3 onto my chaplain.
I just use it.
All right, so now my opponent's going to use 1 CP for the Great Sorcerer to allow him, his Aspiring Sorcerer, to cast Tzeentch's Firestorm onto my dude bros. That's going to go off on a 7 because that's what he needed. So it's going to be 3d6.
No, 9.
Oh, 9 dice looking for 6s. That's right. That's what this one is. So it's 9 dice looking for 6s, and 6s are mortal wounds. Oh, no mortal wounds. Just the way it goes. All right, into the shooting phase. He's got 1 pistol shot over here. That's not a hit. All right, so into the fight phase, his Rubric Marines are going to attack over here. We've got the Aspiring Sorcerer plus 6 other regular Rubric Marines. These are going to be hitting on 3s. All right, we got a bunch of 6s there, and the red ones at least, so we need 2 more. 2 more, because there's 2 6s there. Wow, so that guy got 4 hits out of his 2 attacks. Pretty good there. These are going to be wounding on 3s and 4s. And then 4s. All right, so we got 2 at AP -1. These are going to be looking for 4-up saves, making both of those, and then we've got 2 3-up, making both of those. Woo! And now my guys are going to attack back. So we got 5 attacks now with just the 2 guys there, hitting on 3s. That is all hits, real good. Wounding on 4s, getting 2 wounds, 2-up saves because of all his dust. Makes them both. All right, so that is the end of the turn here for Thousand Suns. At the beginning of my turn, I did score 2 points for this one and 1 point for my objective back over here. So we will come back to you after movement phase for the Dark Angels on turn 5. All right, movement phase for the Dark Angels. These guys all moved up over this way. My captain's still within range of the objective back here. My Venerable Dreadnought stayed in range of the objective and moved over here towards these guys. These guys fell back out of combat up the building over here. And then my chaplain bravely is looking for the charge into Ahriman. Crazy, but, you know, we'll see what he has to do. So that is going to be it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you at the shooting phase. All right, so now my Venerable Dreadnought's going to fire everything into his Dubros over here. So we're going to go with the Heavy Flamer first. That's going to be 3 hits. Wounding on 3s. That's going to be 2 wounds. AP -1, +1 because of cover, and +1 because of all his dust. So it's still 2-up saves. Makes them both. And then 2 shots with the las cannons on 3s because he moved. That's going to be 1 hit. That's not a wound. I'm going to spend a CP to reroll that. That's cocked. That's a wound. AP -3, +1 because they're in cover. So 5-up, full 5-up save because of their invul. No, dead guy. All right, so now my Hellblasters are going to fire into his Rubric Marines over here. So we're going to, 2 guys are in rapid fire range. I am going to supercharge it to get him to strength 8 here. So we're going to start with the guys in rapid fire first. Hitting on 3s. Rerolling 1s because of the captain. Okay, that's a dead guy there. That's 2 hits. And then the other 2 guys, rerolling 1s because of that. So that's going to be a miss, but not a blow up. So that's going to be 4 hits. Wounding on 2s. Okay, that one's cocked. So that's going to be 3 wounds at AP -4. It's 2 damage apiece, so they don't get all his dust, but they do get +1 because of being in cover. So 3 6-ups. Oh, invul 5-ups. Sorry. Makes one of them 2 dead. And now my Primaris Chaplain is going to fire into Ahriman. I've got the Absolver Bolt Pistol there, so it's going to be hitting on a 3. That is not a hit. All right, so into the assault phase, my Chaplain is going to charge into Ahriman. His Overwatch on a 6. Oh, that does hit. Wounding on a 4. That is a wound. AP -2. So looking for a 4-up invul save because of his Rosarius. No, and he's dead. All right, so that's it for the Dark Angel's turn here. At the beginning of my opponent's phase, he scores 1 point for holding that objective, and we'll come back to you after movement phase. All right, movement phase for the Thousand Suns. This squad moved around here looking on my Venerable Dreadnought. Ahriman moved up a little bit to get closer to him for his psychic powers, and that's going to be it for the movement phase, so we'll come back to you with the psychic phase. Icon of Flame's going to start us off here, looking for a 6. No. Smite from this dude bro over here. That goes off. D3 mortal wounds. Doing 3 mortal wounds. Looking for 6-up Venerable Ignorings. Nope, I feel all of those. And now Ahriman is going to smite into my dude bro over here. That is not going to go off. Gonna spend a command point to reroll that.
Got 18 inches on that guy.
Into a 2, which is enough because he gets +1, so that is going to go off. D3 mortal wounds.
Now 3s.
3 mortal wounds. Ignoring on 6s. Nope, feeling all of them. And then Infernal Gaze into him over here. Does go off. So it's going to be 3d6, looking for 4 pluses. Ooh, none. All right, so into the shooting phase now. These guys are going to fire into my Venerable Dreadnought. We're going to do Soul Reaper Cannon first. So that is going to be all hits there because he moves. It's still fine. So that's going to be 4 hits. Looking for strength. What is it?
5.
5. So 5's to wound. Getting 2 wounds.
-3.
AP -3. So we got 2 6-ups. Failed both of those, and then 2 more 6-ups. No, feeling him. All right, so he's dead. Let's see if he explodes. He does not. All right, so that's the end of turn 5 there. So my guy's dead over there. That's the end of turn 5. So we're now going to roll to see if we go on to turn 6. A 3+. No, on a 1. That is the end of the game. We'll come back to you with the score. All right, so we tabulated scores, and the Dark Angels had 8 points to the Thousand Suns 6 points. So it was that one turn where I managed to score that 2 points in the middle there to give me the edge there for the victory for the Dark Angels, who were able to prevent Ahriman from getting the relics that he needed. So this was a ton of fun. I really like these small games every once in a while. It's just, cleanse the palate a little bit from the giant 2,000 point games or whatever you want to do. Every once in a while, like a 1,000 point game on a 4x4 table is it's fun. I really enjoy it getting down there, and it balances out well as long as you're working with your opponent and he doesn't. As we were joking, I could have brought my my Castellan and an Armiger and called it a day. But instead, you work with each other. You know what each other's going to do, and it was a ton of fun. So I hope you guys have all enjoyed this. I certainly have. I have been Phil the Glacial Geek, as always. My opponent's been Neil, and until next time, have fun.